organization co-owned by its club members. By owning one of their utility NFTs, you'll gain access to the club and an NFT swap service with DeFi mechanisms. Grab one of the 10,000 unique PFP werewolves being minted to get in on this howling good opportunity for collectors on Flow. Join the Discord for more. That's it, friends. Make sure you swing by the Flow Discord and our community-run Flowverse Discord to say hi. Until then, see you at the next TLDR. Bye! Hello everyone! In case you missed it, this is the Too Long Didn't Read, where I share a roundup of everything happening in our Flow ecosystem. My name is Carol, and I'm your friendly neighborhood community manager for Flow. Let's jump in. Someplace is getting ready to launch with a private sale on March 7th and a full public sale on March 8th. Their app will let you curate your perfect metaverse, personalized with NFTs you love, ready to take with you wherever you go thanks to their built-in AR features. You'll also be able to create your own avatar, interact with other Someplace users, and build your collection in their expanded marketplace that will feature fully 3D NFTs. Are you ready to take a swing at GameFi on Flow? Blocklete Games is here to build the blockchain gaming ecosystem, starting with Blocklete Golf, now available on iOS and Google Play. Their aim is to drive adoption of NFTs through awesome gaming experiences and are building out a full economy for users to engage with. You can already pick your first golfer starting at just $7. Ready to hit the fairway? Swing by the Flow blog for another partner spotlight. Want to convince your Web3 friends to join us on Flow? New to Flow yourself? Check out Flowverse's Ethereum user guide to the Flow blockchain. This 19-page report is an incredible one-stop shop for any ETH-native devs who are thinking of making the switch to Flow. As always, a big shout out to the Flowverse team for being such an amazing community hub for everyone on Flow. Let's give a big shout out to Flow product lead Lane for being named one of the most influential people in crypto and blockchain in Cointelegraph's top 100 list. Lane's an incredible teammate, Web3 leader, and an inspiring woman in the blockchain space. From creating CryptoKitties to designing Flow to being our fearless leader, she may be number 30 on this list, but she's number 1 to us. And wrapping up today's TLDR, we have Barter Yard Club getting ready to launch on March 7th. Barter Yard Club is an NFT toolbox organization co-owned by its club members. By owning one of their utility NFTs, you'll gain access to the club and an NFT swap service with DeFi mechanisms. Grab one of the 10,000 unique PFP werewolves being minted to get in on this howling good opportunity for collectors on Flow. Join the Discord for more. That's it, friends. Make sure you swing by the Flow Discord and our community-run Flowverse Discord to say hi. Until then, see you at the next TLDR. Bye! Hello everyone! In case you missed it, this is the Too Long Didn't Read, where I share a roundup of everything happening in our Flow ecosystem. My name is Carol, and I'm your friendly neighborhood community manager for Flow. Let's jump in. Someplace is getting ready to launch with a private sale on March 7th and a full public sale on March 8th. Their app will let you curate your perfect metaverse, personalized with NFTs you love, ready to take with you wherever you go thanks to their built-in AR features. You'll also be able to create your own avatar, interact with other Someplace users, and build your collection in their expanded marketplace that will feature fully 3D NFTs. Are you ready to take a swing at GameFi on Flow? Blocklete Games is here to build the blockchain gaming ecosystem, starting with Blocklete Golf, now available on iOS and Google Play. Their aim is to drive adoption of NFTs through awesome gaming experiences and are building out a full economy for users to engage with. You can already pick your first golfer starting at just $7. Ready to hit the fairway? Swing by the Flow blog for another partner spotlight. Want to convince your Web3 friends to join us on Flow? New to Flow yourself? Check out Flowverse's Ethereum user guide to the Flow blockchain. This 19-page report is an incredible one-stop shop for any ETH-native devs who are thinking of making the switch to Flow. As always, a big shout out to the Flowverse team for being such an amazing community hub for everyone on Flow.
Hello.
Kid on the Flow team, and your host for today.
Oh.
The usual echo.
Where's the echo coming from?
It's not me this time, for once.
It's not me this time for once. It's not me this time
Good.
for once. Wait, is it on your browser, Carol? Wait, is it on
Nah.
your browser, Carol? Wait, is it on
Nah.
your browser, Carol? Wait, is it on your browser?
Hello. Hello. I think someone needs to mute. Okay. Oh, nice. Perfect.
Yeah, we can hear you fine now, Andrea. No echo.
Cool. Thanks, Bjarte. Cool. All right. So let's get right into it. If for those of you who are tuning in for the first time, office hours are our weekly touch point with everyone in the Flow community, where we show off cool stuff, discuss cool topics, and answer any questions. So before we get into the agenda, I'd like to introduce the team. If we can slide on over. As usual, I'll be doing the introductions, but feel free to inspect this FigJam board later if you want to, look up a specific Discord name. But we have our dev advocados, Kim, Bruno, and myself. We have the community, amazing community leads, Carol and Trey. Our cadence experts, Josh and Bastian. Our Flow client library and SDK geniuses, Greg, Chase, James, Max, Gregor, and Yanez. And then our team diligently working on the developer experience and tooling, with, of course, some overlap on FCL and SDK, but Shrinjoy, Mac, Pete, and Morton. We also have Albert from Solutions Engineering and David from Partner/Developer Marketing. Cool. Last thing I'll say regarding just the logistics is this is being hosted on Discord. So if you're watching this on Twitter, on YouTube, on Twitch, and you want to ask questions or you want to participate in the discussion, make sure that you join in our office hours voice chat on Discord. And that's also where we host our breakout rooms dedicated to Cadence and the SDKs/FCL. So today we have two community spotlights, Blockletes and Flozer. Hopefully I'm pronouncing both of those right. If not, please unmute and tell me off. And then we'll cover some other community stuff. But I think we should just go right ahead and get started. So first things first, let's talk about Blockletes. And we have Yang.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, hey.
Hey, how's it going? And so just to let you know, you did pronounce that great. Blocklete
Okay.
is exactly right.
Thank God. Okay, awesome. Cool. Do you want to take it away and talk about it?
Yeah, so absolutely. I'm excited to be here. Thanks for hosting and having me here, and excited about the Flow community and what we're doing on the Flow blockchain with Blockletes. Blocklete Games, and I see some faces in here that I've seen in our Discord channel, so I'm excited to see some of the Blocklete community here as well across a number of things that we're doing. Essentially, Blocklete Games, we are looking to build really exciting interactive games that engages the NFT community and empowers our community to do a lot within sports. We are a interactive game. We're building our first sports game that we're looking to do is around Blocklete Golf. And we are a part of Turner Sports, Warner Media. So we are continuing to look to expand our portfolio as we move forward. But essentially, this first game that we're excited about, we've just launched in the App Store, so you can actually download the Blocklete Golf game in the App Store, whether it's Apple or iOS or the Google Play. And we are, the game essentially is that you will be able to get your, purchase an NFT Blocklete, which is a blockchain athlete. You can get, in this one, it's a golfer. You can purchase the golfer, play in competitive golfing games that we have on that we've just built, and continue to level up your golfer. And one of the great things about what we're looking to do with this is not only will you have an opportunity to compete in tournaments that will be prize tournaments and win, but we're also going to be doing it where you'll be able to, as you level up to become a legend golfer, there'll be other perks for being an exclusive legend that will be certainly hard to get and hard to come by, but will provide value to those that are able to reach up to that level. And our and I'll open it up for some questions here, but just so that you know that the golfers are currently in market, and you can sell and trade them if you'd like, based on leveling them up. But really would love to get the community engaged in playing and enjoying and having fun with the game that we've built.
Awesome. Maybe I can start off with one question, which is, you said you have plans on having multiple games. So is the concept of the blockchain athlete that it will go across games? So like an expert golfer will then that be able to be used in another game, or is every athlete experienced in only one sport?
Yeah, that's a very great question, and we've been talking about that quite a bit, and some of the things that we spoke about in the beginning. Right now, so the golf game is the one that we're focusing on, and we would love to get people engaged and really set in there. And this is a play and earn kind of a game experience, but there's that possibility is certainly open. And as we're building out our next experience, we're keeping that in mind, and it will really depend on the game and what we're looking to do, or the sport and what we're looking to do next. But we want our sports to have interoperability, and we're designing what that might look like.
Got it. Cool. We have one question coming in from our Slido. By the way, if you want to ask questions throughout this office hours, go to the office hours text chat, and you'll see Carol posted a link, bit.ly/OH-MAR3, and that will take you to a Slido link that you can ask questions. Cool. So the first question is, what is the ETA of this golf game?
So the game is available now in the App Store, so you can go ahead and download it now. And I would say go ahead, jump right in. We are looking to roll out a number of things with the game, so you can currently purchase your Blocklete, the golfer, both in-app and on our website. So you can go to blockletegames.com. You can purchase there or in-app, and you can play and compete. So go ahead and jump right in now, and we'll see over the next few months, we're going to be rolling out a number of things. As I mentioned, tournaments will begin to start, so you can compete for prize tournaments. You can continue to level up your golfer now. So I would suggest to play and do that, because it will continue to get you some advantage. And then we will also roll out gear, so you'll be able to buy gear that will, golf clubs and golf balls that will help your game. And eventually, we'll see later on, we're going to be launching pro shops. So we'll have pro shops, which eventually will have users will be able to own a pro shop to sell gear and join pro shops. And that's on our roadmap as well.
Interesting. And by the way, even though I mentioned that you can ask questions on the Slido, always feel free to unmute and speak in person if you can't find the link or you just want to chat. Until then, let's keep going with the questions that have been submitted. So this question is, what are the challenges of creating a sports game on the blockchain?
That's a great question. I mean, one, we want the game to be fun. We want it to be engaging. I think that's first and foremost for us. We want players and those that jump in to really feel that they're having a exciting time playing the game. The other is that we also, because we are an NFT based game and play and earn, we want to make sure that there's value exchanged for the users. Our focus is to empower the our community and users. So as you come in, and we're really looking to roll that out in the right way, and so that's also a challenge for us. And then the next thing is, as I mentioned, we are part of Bleacher Report Turner Sports, and we want to lean in to the wider sports community and our sports properties, and really do that in a way that brings in our relationships in a way that benefits both our league relationships as well as our community as we build out.
Cool. And do you have a place where you host your smart contract that people can take a look at? I know we have a bunch of cadence experts in the call, and I'm sure they'd love to parse through.
Yes, we do. I don't have that. I'll probably need to lean into our dev team to provide that. So if I can circle back on that one for you, so that we can make that available, we'll certainly do that.
Sure.
Yep.
Sure. Absolutely. Cool. Maybe maybe this is also a question for the dev team, but are there any particular smart contract learnings or features that Blocklete uses when it comes to mixing on-chain and off-chain game interactions?
So I'll speak to it in sort of my bit more layman, and certainly we'll circle back on the dev team to talk a little bit more about that. But there are things that we are doing on the smart contract that you'll see in our game. One is our Blockletes are you're able to adjust the contract based on the actions that you do. So as the golfer improves, that is, as you do things within the game and you level up your golfer, that's written within the smart contract, and so that will be able to be seen on chain. In addition to that, we will have gear that we will be rolling out that will also have unique things that are with that as well. So some gear will be certainly cosmetic, so you'll look at it and you'll want to do it because you want to upgrade the design and look of your athlete. But then there's others that will have other implications to the gameplay that's also written on the contract.
Got it. Cool. Were there any issues? Oh, that question went away. But I think it was, were there any issues with releasing the game on the App Store since it involved transactions on the blockchain?
Yep. No, yeah, that's one of the things that we're really excited about is being able to launch it within the App Store. I think we're actually one of the first NFT-based sports games that's been allowed into the App Store. And look, the App Stores are still figuring out how to operate within this new space of NFTs and NFT-based games. And yes, they have rules in there that we had to make sure that we were adhering to. And you'll see once you download the game and are looking to purchase a Blocklete, that there is a in-game token that you'll have to purchase first, and then you can actually buy the actual Blocklete. And so that happens within there, and that was the way that we were able to work with the app stores to make that work, because yes, there are issues both from a writing directly to the contract to the app stores being concerned about secondary sales and how do we make that work. And that's why we have our site, so that we can have a marketplace that users can resell their athletes on, or the Blockletes on. And so those are challenges that we had to work through with the App Store, so that we were still able to make meet their guidelines and the guidance that the app stores require.
Got it. Cool. Two more questions, and then we can move on, because otherwise I think we're going to stay the whole hour with the questions.
Yeah.
And once we go into breakout rooms, we'll keep this main channel for any leftover questions. So don't worry, we'll try and cover everything. But last two questions I'll pick are there any challenges with keeping the community engaged with longer lead times of the game deliverables? I think this is a very general question, but I think a question that applies to anyone wanting to create an experience, that's not just a one-off thing, but that tries to create a community around for the long term. So I'd love to hear your answer on that.
No, that's a great question, and we have some great community members that have been really engaged with us over the months and even longer than that, and they've been really helpful with us continuing to keep the vibrancy, or at least conversation, going. However, just to be frank, there are challenges there. We made a decision early on to launch this and build this in what we're calling build it in public with our community. And we wanted to do this in a way that allowed us to get to understand what the community wanted, what might be some of the challenges, and that required us to make some changes as we were going along, and we weren't really able to launch all the features that we wanted at the same time. And so that creates a challenge to really lean into that community and allowing them to feed off of each other and grow. We've had some great community members that have been patient with us, and we're looking to continue to push that forward. One of the things I would say that we learned from that, or that we are excited about, is that as we're building our next game, we're also looking to do that in a way that we have the right cadence of things that we want coming around, because we think we learned quite a bit from this game. And we also want to make sure that those community members that are with us and staying with us will benefit from it. As an example, I'll just put this out there now, is that those that were able to do two things. One, either get legends, they're going to be in a good position when we start giving value to those legends. And then the others that were able to begin leveling up their golfers early, they're going to be in a position where those golfers will be more valuable, because they'll have an opportunity to level up to the next stage. And we're sort of rolling those out based on what we were hearing from the community. So to answer the question, there's certainly challenges, particularly, we were doing this early and in public because we wanted to get the community involved. And we're hoping that pays dividend, both for those who stayed with us and are enjoying the community, as well as, for those that will be coming next into the community based on what we heard with the things that were wanted from the game.
Cool, thank you. I'll actually keep the rest of the questions for later, because otherwise I think we're just going to keep answering these super interesting questions. But we will get to them. I promise. Whoever asked them, we will get to them. So thank you so much for talking about Blockletes, and we'll have some more time later to answer some more questions. Cool. Any last call to actions apart from downloading the game and playing around with it that you want to flag? Maybe social media or something else?
Yep. So a couple things. I would say certainly download the game and play it. We'd love to have you guys involved. Join our Discord channel as well. We do want to hear from you. There's some that are in there now. We'll tell you that we do respond and we do take feedback from the community. So we'd love to hear from you in our Discord. Please, as well as you purchase a Blocklete golfer, I would love to hear from you guys on social media as well. Go out there, show off your golfer, tag us. Our community team is going to be involved and paying attention today and from now on, and we would love to hear from you both on social media. So please help us to push this out there and keep an eye out for what we have coming next, because there'll be some more things that we're going to hopefully roll out over the next few weeks and months.
Awesome. Thank you. Cool. So let's move on to Flowser or Flowser, depending on how you want to pronounce the R. I like to think it's Flowser because like it's a browser for Flow, but also Flowser works. I guess it'll be up to Monica to tell us the actual pronunciation. Monica, do you want to take it away?
Yeah, hi, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, hey.
Yeah, actually, yeah, it's Flowser because it indeed is combined by two words, flow and browser, so Flowser.
Awesome. Cool. Then the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you very much. I will just leave to my colleague Bartolome to share the screen to start with presentation.
Yeah, Monica, just a second. Let me screens. All right. Okay. Can you guys see it?
Yes.
I just shared my screen. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it, Monica.
Okay, thank you. So, hello everybody. My name is Monica, and I'm a graphic designer at Flowser. And today, Bartolome and I just wanted to share with you some novelties regarding our Flowser tool. So maybe let's just jump to the next slide to check what Flowser actually is. Flowser is a development inspection tool, which is giving you confidence that your smart contracts are behaving as intended. It was built and designed as a project in a FlipFest by Bartolome, Yerney, and me, but you can check more about us on our website. You can use Flowser to inspect account storage and browse transactions, blocks, contracts, accounts, and emulator logs, and all this from a single place and in real time, which is pretty awesome. You can manage the emulator in Flowser. It also contains integration with the dev wallet and uses FCL to interact with the network. Okay, so we made some updates in the last few weeks. So maybe let's just dive into them. As I mentioned before, we launched a new version this week, so we decided to welcome it with a new, fresh, redesigned website. And of course, you are more than welcome to jump on flowser.dev to check it out. We also launched a blog on the website where you can find all the information regarding the tool gathered together. And we also opened a Twitter account, so make sure to press the follow button there. And of course, you can also find everything important on our GitHub. And I will now leave the word to Bartolome, who will tell you more about the new version and show you a quick demo.
Right. Thank you, Monica. Well, yeah. So as Monica said, we just launched a official release of the first version. And yeah, we made a couple improvements and fixes in the last weeks. And I'm gonna just show you a sort of quick demo of what Flowser is at the moment. So firstly, you can find the project on our GitHub page. So that's the link. So you go on Flowser/Flowser or Flowser. And here's the documentation and all the kind of steps that you need to take to install it on your machine. And I already did. So here it is. So Flowser can actually run emulator by itself. So you don't need to know anything about what is Flow emulator or how to install it. It works out of the box by default. So you can kind of create your own project inside Flowser, like give it a name. Let's say office hours. And this is kind of all the settings that we support. Let's just check that. So these settings here, this setting here basically allows the network to be persistent. So I can then like close Flowser and start it back again, and all the network state will remain persistent basically. So let's hit run. And here it is. This is the main sort of interface. You can see the accounts. So like, let's check that. And here's the storage of that account, the transactions, which there are none at the moment, and the contracts. So you can kind of navigate around and like see all the details that you want to see. For example, let's see the blocks, transactions. Okay, so there are none transactions at the moment. And I will just like try to trigger some network activity. I've made some custom scripts just to kind of help me do that. So let's try that now. Right. Here you go. I've just created one account. You can also see like here's my script. So I just like run this, go here, and the account kind of instantly appears. So let me know if we can check that out. Okay. And we can also like add a contract to that account. Let me just try that. So let's see this one. Hello world. All right. Just a second. I'm just triggering my script. All right. So I've just executed this script for, let's see, this account. Here it is. And I added a single transaction. So here it is, hello world. You can click on it, and that's the script that I used. So yeah, that, you know, one more thing. You can also, we also integrated FCL Dev Wallet right into the UI. So you can like log in from the UI, and here it is. So this UI appears. You like select your account of choice, and here you go. You are now logged in, and you can send transactions, for example. So you put in here the cadence code. You can add arguments to this code, and so on, and then you just like trigger the transactions. So yeah, it doesn't work right now, but because I input no code. So yeah, that's kind of it. That's the major features of Flowser. You can check if you want to know more. You can visit our website at flowser.dev, and you can read a bit more on our website or Twitter or like GitHub, as Monica mentioned. So yeah, thank you. And now, I guess if we have any questions, we're happy to. Oh no, one more thing. Sorry. So there's one more thing, and that's the community feedback. So like Flowser is still in the early stages. So we have like quite a bit of ideas, but we would also like to hear feedback from the community and users themselves. So we created a discussions page on our GitHub, and you can go and check it out. Just a minute. So you go to our GitHub page and click on discussions, and here you can see just a few ideas that we listed already. You can like vote on them or like give some comments about them, just so that we know what the community thinks and what the community actually wants. So yeah, that's one thing to keep in mind. So if you like Flowser, go check it out. So yeah, okay, thanks.
Amazing. Congrats on the V1 launch. I remember watching your presentation during the FlipFest awards ceremony, and I was blown away then. I'm blown away now. I don't want to, monopolize the reaction, so I'll shut up and let other people chime in.
Awesome. So should I just read the questions?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's start with that.
Right. So the first question, if I have a custom NFT and I put it in storage, will Flowser show that? How does this do it? And does this find the storage path in the associated contact? So what I've shown before, so the account page, you can basically view all the storage that belongs to some account. So whether that's an NFT or something else, that should be visible. But if that's not visible in some cases, that's probably a bug, and you should submit an issue on our GitHub page. So how does this do it? Let's just maybe check out that. So we kind of used some script from the community. So user BlueSign created some simple Go script that basically just indexes the account state or storage. So this is the script. We slightly modified it and used it in Flowser. And so that's how it basically works. So we just run the script and read the data that we receive. So that's kind of that. The second question: will Flowser be free, or will you have a paid version? Well, the project is open source and it's MIT licensed, so the whole code is free to use, and you can also modify it if you want. So yeah, we for now have no plans of a paid version. You're free to maybe give some contributions, financial or otherwise. We will create a shared Flow wallet probably, and you can then send some funds, small amount of funds, just to buy us a coffee or something, I guess. But that doesn't exist yet. So yeah, for now it's just free, I guess. Okay. So can you share? Oh yeah. The next question: can you share the Go script that BlueSign made, please? Let me just copy paste the link. Should I put it in general or somewhere else?
In the office hours chat would be great.
Right. Oh, right. Sorry. Here it is. And also, if you want to see the exact version that we use, you can go on our repository and backend and data storage. And here it is, the exact version that we use. It's slightly modified, so as I said before. So that's our script. Thanks, Bartek. And the next question, just a second. That's an awesome question. What are the next big features that you're planning? There are certainly a lot of cool features that we thought of and are kind of planning, and some of those are already listed in the discussions page. For example, this one. So we kind of thought about distributing Flowser as a native desktop application. So right now you can run Flowser only by using Docker. So that might be kind of hard for some people, or like if you don't have Docker installed, you then need to install Docker, which is maybe kind of a drawback for some. So yeah, that may be some cool. That may be a cool idea. But if you have some other ideas, you're free to submit some feedback. So yeah, I'm gonna share that page here. So here you go.
Awesome. Yeah, I definitely will check out the discussions page, and can't wait to play around with it. V1. Congrats again on the launch.
Yeah, thanks.
Cool. Anyone on the chat wants to ask anything via voice, not necessarily on Slido, or share any feedback, reactions? All right. I mean, there's a lot of compliments going around in the text chat, so it's not like there are no compliments, and I'm sure it'll help everyone work with with the account storage, especially, which is always a bit of a mystery for new people. Cool. So, given that we don't have any new incoming questions, I would suggest, for the sake of time, since we only have around 20 minutes left, let's break out into the breakout rooms if you want. Carol, you mentioned that you were planning a poll. I also saw it in the Slido. Okay, yeah, it seems like we have demand for both. So underneath this voice chat on Discord, you will see two other voice channels, one for SDK/FCL and one for Cadence. If you have specific questions for either of those, please join the specific channel, and people from the team will jump in and kind of answer your questions. And we'll keep this main voice channel to continue with the questions that were submitted on Slido, and just general discussion and further community highlights. If you have specific questions for Cadence and SDKs and FCL, make your way to the dedicated voice channels just so that you can get your questions answered. Awesome. Yeah. While you do that, or if you're staying around, then one thing I definitely want to highlight is the Flow versus Ethereum users guide to Flow. So that comes in two flavors. The first flavor is a one-pager. The second flavor is how many? 19 pages? Yeah, 19 pages, if you want to go into a little bit more detail. And essentially, it's just a map of everything that you would be used to as an Ethereum user, mapped to what's available on Flow, so that you can kind of find your way around. And I think it's a really incredible resource. And big props to Flowverse for making it. It'll definitely help people out as they start exploring Flow from Ethereum. So check it out. Not much else to say. If you have time, definitely check it out. Has anyone looked through it already? The cool thing is that
I have looked at it. It's a really nice done. Nice work. Yeah.
And how does it feel, Bjartek, to see a bunch of your logos on it?
That feels awesome.
I can imagine.
It does. Emerald was there as well.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Lots of cool projects. It's also really interesting to see that for more or less everything, there's a corresponding thing on Flow. It's not like we're missing out on anything by being on Flow. Quite the contrary, actually. We have a lot of cool stuff. All right. Well, maybe if anyone has anything that they want to talk about, feel free to unmute and shout. Otherwise, we can flip back to Slido and continue answering the questions that were not answered. All right. Oh, this is interesting. Does anyone know of anything that is on Flow but not on Ethereum?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I do. Flowatar.
Go ahead.
Flowatar. There is no Flowatar on Ethereum. No project like that. It's totally new. A novel. Thank you, Luca.
Thanks, Bert. You're too kind always. But yeah, it would have been impossible to do it on Ethereum actually because of the gas fees and yeah. But I'm super happy to be on Flow.
Well, actually, Avastars actually have all their art as SVGs on chain. They minted it when gas was really cheap back in 2018 or something. But it's still not the same because you can't build your own Avastar. You kind of had to scroll and pick a randomly generated one. But just the creativity aspect of Flowatar, it doesn't. Nothing I have seen on Ethereum has it.
Luca, do you maybe want to explain a little bit about what makes Flowatar unique in this respect while you're here?
Yeah, absolutely. Because the main idea behind it is we wanted to take out the randomization part that an algorithm just creates all the combinations. And we want to take that part out and put it in the hands of people. And I really believe that people have a much better taste than any algorithm that can randomly generate things. And it's nice to put people in charge of how their Flowvatar should look. In what we've been seeing so far, I'm totally convinced of even more of that because I saw super creative combinations, but really people are really thinking about it. They take days or even weeks before they actually mint it. So it means that there is a lot of effort in that. And the nice thing is that then we can reward their creativity by adding this 1% royalty for any future resale. So you are actually doing something, but you will be rewarded over time, plus all the other benefits that we'll have with the Dust token and all the rest, the 3D models that we are working on. So yeah, many things.
And last question is, why would it have not been possible to do on anything but Flow?
Well, first of all, because the Cadence language really allowed to structure the Flowvatar project in a certain way that with other languages wouldn't, or perhaps would have been possible, but would have been much more complicated, at least from my point of view. And then, of course, well, the gas prices and how all of that the implications of any action because we have also the flow bits that you can put on and off. Imagine every time you want to switch a pair of eyeglasses, you have to pay $200. It's not nice. So, yeah. That as well.
I totally agree. Little side note, for a Twitter account I run, I was looking into getting an NFT. You know how Twitter now supports the NFT profile picture? Yeah, I had a terrible experience on Ethereum, like terrible, completely terrible. Long story short, I burned gas fees and didn't get anything.
Yeah.
So I totally feel the pain.
Yeah, fortunately that's a pretty common scenario. But yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Cool. Thanks, Luca, for jumping in and talking about Flowvatar.
Thanks to you.
Always great to have you here. Cool. And maybe this is a question for more than just Blockletes, but I'm just picking. What are your thoughts about marketing a play-to-earn game while there is so much backlash in the gaming community? I think that this is an interesting question, and probably is relevant to a lot of people exploring games on Flow and games on the blockchain in general. Blockletes, do you want to kick it off, and then if anyone else has any thoughts, they can jump in.
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yep.
So look, yeah, I agree. There's a There is a reflexive backlash to, NFTs in games and a bit of, and especially the play and earn. One of the things that we're focusing on is the value that we think this brings to gamers and to those that are in there. And so our focus is going to be on two things. One is making sure that, continue to make sure that the game is fun. Also, really driving that value to the gamers, to the owners, to the fans that are coming in. And if we can do that correctly, we think that the whole argument of why NFTs are detrimental to the games will start to fade away. And certainly being on Flow helps out as well, because some of the arguments that I see is that it's environmentally unfriendly, and I think those are people who just haven't dug into understanding what some of the blockchains like Flow are doing. So I think that those arguments should fall to the side. But in terms of the game itself, we want to have it that it's fun and drive value to the users, and that's where we're focusing our efforts. And we think if we do that correctly, that we'll be able to overcome some of the challenges.
I have a little bit of a question on that. Since I've, come from the gaming industry, and it's been really hard to work now in this space while also maintaining all my relationships. And it's one of those things where some companies I know, or some gaming companies I know, are deciding not even to use the word blockchain or NFT or play to earn in their strategy. And like you said, are focusing more on just making great games. Do you think that's a good strategy, or is the value prop that it is a play to earn game or has NFTs and things like that?
And we debated it internally as well. And I think, if you are a traditional game company, you may want to go the route of not having the NFT in the name. And I say that because they currently have a product that their gamers are used to, and making that and forcing that in, it will be constantly trying to feed something to someone that they at least think they don't want. So I would be reticent to do that as a incumbent game company. But I would say for new projects that are coming around, I wouldn't shy away from it. I wouldn't say that the only value proposition to it is that constantly saying NFT, because people don't know that they want to show, don't tell, and so you need to show that value, and that's where it then becomes driven to them. I do think play to earn and play and earn is a value proposition. I think that we will see that the idea of people having digital property rights will continue to expand this space even further than what we're even thinking about today. So people will be able to do a number of things with owning the asset that they weren't able to do before. And even just looking at Flowatar and just how they're looking to create, we're doing some things in some of our next games around that, create your actual NFT. And these are things that start to drive value to with NFTs that you just couldn't do or weren't available for us to do in the past.
What do you think is going to be that breakout moment when these kind of games are going to be mainstream? What do you think is missing before you're going to see like a blockchain game at E3, for example?
Yeah, look, I'll give you my answer, but I also say, I wish I knew exactly, because then I would just be following that path. But I would say, look, I think, it will be a game experience that, people are used to, and so and having fun. Again, I'm going to continue to drive that home, and one that, it's not just a financial play that people are like, hey, I just need to flip this and make money out of it. But it's one that people feel that they're able to build inside of, and really feel that they're able to, as I said, have that digital property rights that allows them to interact in the community the way they want. And I think we're very close to that. I think I would say within the next year or so, we will have games, because it takes a little bit of a cycle, and we're actually building some stuff, a cycle for that to happen, that will be large enough, and you'll have people playing it not knowing that it's NFT, but knowing that there's value coming out of it. So my indication would be, when you have gamers coming in and they think they're not playing a NFT game, but they're telling you of the benefits of this game that they're playing, that they're like, hey, I'm able to, I just earned something in this game, or I'm I have this thing, and this NFT that we won't say NFT, this game asset, and I was able to sell it to someone else. Or I have this game asset, and I'm able to create a business in this game that I wasn't able to do before. And they start talking in that language. That's when we know we crossed the chasm.
Yeah, I totally agree. Because, we say we play nobody's saying that they're playing Counter-Strike for the skins. They're playing Counter-Strike because it's really fun. It just happens to have a massive economy of skins in the game.
That's right. Exactly.
Thanks.
Thank you. Maybe while we're on the topic of the earning mechanic, are there any royalties involved in Blocklete?
Royalties. So I just want to make sure, royalties to Blocklete, or royalties to those?
No. So like, if I work hard and develop my Blocklete and I sell it, or I trade it, and then that gets traded on, will the original creator of that Blocklete earn some royalties? I think that's the question, at least.
Yep. Yeah. No, I got it. So I appreciate it. So right now, most of the original golfers are created by us, but you can certainly resell it in the marketplace, both ours and those that are on Flow. We will have a place where we are having creators come in and create new NFTs, within, or gear within the Pro Shop, and there will be opportunities for royalties there.
Got it. Cool. And we covered this a little bit in our earlier question when we were talking about, things to watch out for when publishing the game on the App Store. But any other issues you want to flag, or tips for people wanting to interact with the blockchain from native mobile apps?
Sorry, connecting the blockchain from our mobile app?
Yeah, I think you kind of covered this when it comes to getting approval to interact with the blockchain from App Store approval point of view. But if there's anything else that you learned along the way, I think this would be the good question to answer it.
Yeah. I think so. Along the way for us, as I mentioned, secondary markets are not really available in the App Store. So, you can't resell your NFT within the App Store. And so we wanted to continue to create that externally. There is one of the things, that we found out is that sometimes if someone needed to return something, there's a return policy that doesn't function well for NFTs, and that's why we created the in-game currency, so that we can handle if there's a issue on a return. Hopefully there won't be any returns, but we wanted to make sure that was available to us. And it's hard to do that because we would need to both write to the blockchain as well as interact with the app stores to make that happen. And so we needed to do that in a way that we felt was an elegant way for the user, but that worked within the App Store mechanics as well. And then, just the idea of just, making sure that, we are, being able to, the wallet hookups, I think was pretty standard, just because it's, now that everyone's doing credit card or fiat, it's the same process utilizing the App Store wallets as well. So I think that was pretty straightforward.
Got it. Thank you. Any other questions regarding Blocklete? Otherwise, we can move on to more general questions, such as, do we have any relatable metric for storage cost on Flow? i.e. one flow equals 1,000 A4 pages of solid size 12 text. It definitely does make sense. Couple things there. So the storage cost on Flow is variable depending on how much data is being stored. And I'll paste the link in the chat. So we start off with 0.001 flow for 100 kilobytes. So the answer for that, if you want to put that in perspective, is what's the size of text in kilobytes that fills up 100 kilobytes, and then you can compare that to the value of 001 flow. But yeah, then it scales up linearly, like it scales up from 100 kilobytes to 1 megabytes, 10 megabytes to 100 megabytes, and each time the amount of reserved flow increases. So that means the amount of flow that needs to be in the account. This is also why an account on Flow cannot have less than 001 flow, because there needs to be some storage to store like the basic, the basic stuff. So if you like mint an NFT, you need to be able to at least store that resource. But yeah, I think it would be a cool idea, a bit like the thing I did for the energy comparison. It would be cool for someone to build a little app that compares, kilobytes in number of A4 size 12 pages. Maybe a tool like that already exists, and you can use that to compare. If anyone else has any thoughts on this, feel free to chime in, but that's my answer. All right. Well, we only have 2 minutes left, so I think it's worth to mention upcoming content. I think upcoming we have Zeeds coming to talk about it, talking about their project, which, by the way, is a blockchain game based around sustainability, which goes hand in hand with Flow, because as you've probably seen from our sustainability report that we discussed in a couple office hours ago, minting an NFT on Flow takes up less than a Google search. I think you can do you can mint something like 12 NFTs for the energy cost of one Google search, which is pretty amazing. And yeah, they're gonna join in next week, so stay tuned for that. And if you haven't already done so, keep in touch on our social channels, such as Twitter, Telegram, and Twitch. And that's it. Any last words, Carol, that you wanted to cover before we end off?
No, this was a great office hours. Thank you for everyone.
Yeah, thanks everyone for participating, for all the awesome questions. Thanks to Blocklete and Flauser for joining in and sharing their awesome projects. And see you in the next office hours. Have a great rest of the week, everyone.
Thanks all. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Party on, party people.
Bye.
Bye.